Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to part 12 of my Xenon progression series. Today I have so many things to try to catch you guys up on, because in the last week, so many things has happened, and yeah, I just really wanted to share with you guys some of the gains I've made, and also some of the things I managed to achieve with the new gains from the last Star Forcing event. To start off, you guys can see here, I'm currently level 265. I've been training quite a lot and been doing a lot of the event things to level up quickly, and now that I'm in Arcus, I have unlocked a brand new symbol, which is nice. This will give me a bunch of extra stat and also another daily that gives me quite a lot of EXP per day. Just trying to make my way to 275 slowly but surely, but we're looking forward to being able to get that high level. Before we go too much into any of the new gains and the new things that I've done, I need to talk about one of the worst things that's happened on this account, and that is my Absolab shoulder. Some of the people in the comments on the previous part have noticed that there's something wrong with my shoulder, and the issue with it is that it doesn't contribute to my Absolab set bonus. I am currently using a pirate cape and a pirate shoe, but I have thief shoulders. I guess when I claimed the shoulder from one of the boxes early on, I didn't notice that I had to scroll down a lot further. All the pirate gear is at the bottom of the armored chests, and I just saw the first shoulder and I chose it. And ever since then, I didn't realize that this shoulder was a thief one, so I'm actually losing out on the 3 set bonus on my Absolab shoulder, which is kind of tragic, honestly. It would have added an extra 30 stat, 20 attack, and 10% boss damage, so I'm actually losing quite a lot of free damage here. But there's not really much I can do. I don't think that I'll be able to ask support to fix it, because there's a good chance they'll just give me a clean pirate shoulder and I'd have to Star Force it again anyway. At the end of the day, it's not the smartest thing that I've done, but it is still a 21 star item. It does give a fair amount of attack and stat. It's just a shame that I didn't realize it was the wrong set. So this is something that I might have to consider fixing sometime in the future. One thing that I do have though is I did manage to get another armor box to get a real pirate shoulder. I don't know when I'll be able to push this item, unfortunately, but at least now I know, and I'm gonna be a bit more careful in the future not to mix up my set bonuses. A little bit disappointing, but hey, at the end of the day, it's still a 21 shoulder that I managed to get pretty cheap on the event from what I remember. I don't think it'll make or break any runs for me, but it's just a bit of a shame that I missed out on some of the extra damage from the 3 set bonus. Moving on to some good news though, I did manage to actually transpose my monocle. Okay, try 2 transposes. I beg every day for this thing to go through. Oh yes! Finally! Yes! Finally! Oh, I forgot what the animation looked like. I've been doing a lot of commercy, the solo voyages, and CPQ to try to get some more dineros. And through this NPC, I managed to transpose my pap mark onto my monocle, and my monocle is now currently 16 stars. I managed to hit it right on stream too, so I'm so happy now that all of my dineros that I have to spend will all go into buying spares. I believe I'm getting about 50 of these a day, roughly, so every 5 or so days I'll be able to get a new spare monocle, which is super nice. And by the time that the next Star Forcing event comes around, I should have a good amount of spares, so then we'll be able to push the monocle. The monocle at the moment is currently sitting at 16 like I said, and I managed to get a decent potential on it with 2 lines of all stat, and my flame is also pretty usable. So I'm pretty happy that this is the one that I've had. Just being able to buy constant spares from the shop only by doing our dailies is just really nice, and not having to worry about hoping for drops or anything. And the fact that it's transposed as well gives us extra stat and some extra attack, which is really nice. Alongside my monocle, there were a few potential upgrades. I did go ahead and legendary a bunch of different items, even though that the DMT is coming up. A lot of my items could have been upgraded on the double miracle time, but I decided just to spend some money because the double miracle time is still a few weeks away. I decided to throw some bright cubes on some of my gear, and a lot of them did end up tearing up, and I also fixed a few of my potentials. The first one here is unfortunately my thief shoulder. I did get it to legendary before I realized it was the wrong item, but still it's usable at 10% all stat and 13% dex. The earrings is something that I kind of left for the time being, mostly because it's not 21 star yet. I don't want to commit too much onto this earring if I can help it. I haven't gotten any new superior earring drops, so I'll just probably leave this at legendary once the double miracle time comes around, but the current potential of 9% all stat is perfectly fine. I believe my hat originally was also unique, and I did push this to legendary with 2 lines of all stat, and my dominator pendant also was at unique, and now it's currently at 2 lines of all stat and a little bit of dex. As for my ring situation, it's a little bit strange, mostly because both the Meister ring and Carnage treasure, I have 0 spares of each of them, but I figured at 19 stars they are very usable, so I tried to get some better potentials. My Meister ring managed to hit 2 lines of all stat, and my Carnage treasure hit 6, 6, and 6 luck, which is perfectly fine. I'll just probably leave it until the double miracle time. As for my last ring, it will probably be my superior Golix ring, but I'll talk about that in a little bit because I still haven't hit the coins yet, but there has been some changes, so I might be able to replace some of my rings. As I mentioned earlier, now that I'm level 265, I have been grinding quite a lot in Grandis. As you guys might know, I have been farming a lot at the Seagull map here on the western ramparts of Cernium, and I've been just opening a bunch of epics and unique fams. Just trying to go for some of my usable lines, looking for boss damage, looking for ID, and also looking for large HP. And I actually managed to hit on stream once again a third boss damage fam. This one was unbelievable because it's on epic. I didn't intend for this to actually be anything usable. I was just kind of tearing it up so then I could try to make more uniques. As you guys can see here, I have a bunch of epics lined up. And yeah, my fam just became a boss damage fam, which is incredible. I actually have 3 boss damage fams before even hitting 270. It's kind of ridiculous, and I honestly don't really know what to do at the moment. My whole intention was to stay here in Cernium until I had 3 Seagull boss fams, and now that I've got all 3 of them, I don't really know what to do. I could still stay in these areas to farm some more boss fams to try to get better ones, or I could try to stay here for other fams including IED fams, which I don't actually have. I only have 15%. I think it wouldn't be a bad idea to have at least 130% or better. But more importantly, I actually don't have many HP fams. I only have 1 large HP that's only for myself. That's pretty good for V healer, but ideally I would like party ones in case I do join a party V healer. Would like to be a little bit more useful. I'm sort of done with them. I don't really need to rely on them anymore, but I might consider going to a better map that isn't the Seagulls, as funny as it is. The Seagull map is a little bit more effort for me to train in, and I think I would probably prefer to train in a map that's a little bit less effort. But we'll see what happens here. I think I'll probably still stay with the Seagulls just to see if I can get some more HP fams. That's probably my goal. And yeah, it's just kind of incredible that I managed to hit 3 boss damage fams. Even though 2 of them are 20%, 20% is definitely better than 0. And also speaking about boss damage, one of the things that I'm really looking forward to is definitely my Golix ring situation. I'm currently sitting on the 3 set, and once I get my superior ring, I'll be able to get the 4 set for 30% boss damage and 30% IAD. At the moment, I have 532 coins, so I'm about a week away from being able to buy my superior ring, which is insane because I'm doing so much damage and I've cleared a lot of new bosses without the superior set. I can't believe how strong this class is, genuinely. And I'll show you guys some of the bosses that I've done this week so far already. The first one that I want to show you guys is actually my Hard Lucid. I tried to do a Hard Lucid solo the other day, and honestly, it went pretty well. I didn't really know how to do my burst too well in P2. I think that was what tripped me up the most. P1 was relatively straightforward. It's not really anything too difficult, and Xenon has a pretty good way to clear the golems. Not too fussed about it, but definitely in P2 it was really difficult for me. I didn't really know how to hit my burst consistently, and I ended up missing a lot of damage. But by the time that we managed to get into the final phase, my Xenon was strong enough to actually burst out of P3, giving me the clear in Hard Lucid. And I believe from Hard Lucid I also managed to get a Twilight Mark. As for my Hard Lotus and Hard Damien, both of them are able to be done within 30 minutes or 1 guild skill, so I'm pretty happy with that. I'll be able to run these bosses immediately after running other bosses. For example, my Hard Lotus I ran immediately after my Hard Lucid, and it was perfectly fine. I even got to save myself on some drop coupons here and there. So overall, I'm very happy with the damage gains that I've made on my Xenon. I also gave a try at Chaos Gloom. Chaos Gloom was something that I wasn't sure if I could do, mostly due to the fact that I don't really know how to play my class. I don't really know how to move on my class as well compared to my Battle Mage, and playing a class that doesn't have a very strong up jump, nor does it have a horizontal dash, I just wasn't used to how to move a character that had to dodge so many random things, and I actually ended up dying out of Chaos Gloom, which is a little bit embarrassing. It was a 20-minute run, and I died out, and yeah, I just need to get better at my class. That's all it really is, and hopefully I'll be able to get the clear either in this video or in the next one. But it's very nice knowing that I can clear the boss solo. That way I can also try for the Endless Terror that can drop from Sea Gloom. After all the gains that I've made on my Xenon, it is currently sitting at 46 million combat power. With my bossing fams out, I'm currently sitting on 54.5 million combat power. And with this damage, guys, I decided to see if I could get into a Black Mage run. There are a lot of people in my guild who were offering runs early on in the month because we just had the new month roll over, and somebody actually offered me a spot in their Black Mage party. Now what I didn't realize is that in this particular party it was just going to be me and him running, and I honestly wasn't sure if I could even blue dot in the run. In all honesty, I only went in with the expectation of getting the red dot so I could start my liberation journey on my Xenon, and then slowly be able to contribute to the boss. But surprisingly, with all the gains that I've made, and also just putting on as many buffs that I could put together, in this 20-minute run, I managed to actually green dot in a duo. It's probably one of the most ridiculous things. I never would have expected that this Xenon, at 265, with barely any 6-job gains, managed to green dot in a 20-minute duo. It is insane to me that this class is so strong as it is, and I don't really have much more to comment about it. I think Xenon is one of those classes where a lot of people know that it's quite strong. I already knew that the class was quite good, I just didn't expect it to be this good. I just want to say thanks though to the guy, Rain, who took me in our guild in this Black Mage run and allowed me to actually go for blue or green dot in this case. It's very nice of him that he took me along in his run, not only to get my first Black Mage clear on my Xenon and starting my liberation journey, but also just giving me a fat Black Mage crystal. This Black Mage crystal was probably one of the nicest donations I've received in a party, and yeah, I'm very, very honored that he allowed me to take it. And we're selling the crystal here, giving us 1.2 bill, which is kind of crazy that he was okay with me taking it. I'm very lucky that he was willing to give me this 1.2 bill crystal. On top of being able to have cleared Black Mage and get that huge crystal, I actually also managed to get a white ring box. And for those who don't know, a white ring box gives you a guaranteed level 3 or level 4 special ring. And a lot of the rings in that box are actually quite good. And on my Xenon, I managed to hit a continuous ring 4. This is the first ever continuous ring on my entire account across both my Battle Mage and my Cannon Master. I've never seen a continuous ring 4 before. This thing is actually really, really solid. Even though Xenon is more of a burst class and would definitely prefer a Ring of Restraint, a continuous 4 is worth about the same as a Ring of Restraint 3 across an entire DPS rotation, so this is just a solid upgrade in general. It's not best in slot by any means, and it's not going to beat out a Raw, given the fact that I am a burst class, but a continuous 4 gives so much extra boss damage and attack, so yeah, this will definitely be able to replace either the Meister Ring or the Carnage Treasure. I have to replace one of these rings anyway because I will be getting my Superior Ring that I mentioned earlier and replacing the weakest one between the two. I believe the Meister Ring and the Carnage Treasure have identical stats, so I'll just be replacing the one that has the worst potential. Now that I have these gains, this continuous ring, and I've started my liberation journey and have fixed so many of my potentials, got my transpose, got my third bossing familiar, I think there is a fair shot that everything in C10, Chaos Gloom, V Healer, Hard Darknail, I genuinely think that I'll have a fair shot of clearing them. The only thing now is that I need to make sure that I don't die out in the bosses and I need to learn how to play my class. This character now has confirmed to me that it is so strong and it should be able to clear all of them, but it's going to come down to me just learning how to play the boss. So now guys, I'm going to go ahead and try some of them. I think the first one that I want to give a go at is actually Hard Will, which I haven't done yet. I don't really know what to expect from this boss, mostly because I don't really know how to do phase 1 very well with a class that is so burst oriented. This will be definitely a learning experience for me. I think for Gloom and Darknail, they'll be relatively straightforward. It's just going to be somewhat of a long run for Darknail. For V Healer, I am also not super convinced because I am not that comfortable playing my Xenon, and I only have one large healing fam. It is pretty decent, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and try these bosses, and we'll see how we go. I'm just going to swap over now. I don't know if I have enough time. So I'm just popping some other buffs here. Maybe I should have Origin faster. Yeah, my burst is going to be a bit weird for P1. Specifically because... Oh, actually I probably could have done both if I full sent it. I have my iframe up. I'm just going to full send here. Oh, just in time. Wow, okay. That was weird, but it worked out. Oh no. I have to charge my laser again. How annoying. Okay, let's see how I go in P3. I only have probably 2 Origin bursts at most. Okay. Oh my god. I press last resort, immediately die. It was pretty bad, yeah. My hold was pretty awful. That hold was so bad. I did not cleanse very well. Ah, I didn't get my beam dance off. Nah, it's cooked. I didn't get my beam dance off. There was maybe a world I survive if I beam danced there, but do you guys believe in miracles? Because I don't. Uh-oh! Honestly, I thought I was going to be able to hold way better. I webbed out in like under 5 minutes, which is really, really bad. Like, that is unironically really, really bad. It would be way more consistent if I went in with Origin. That's all it is. There was no reason for me to rush into P3. I think if I waited in P2 for like a minute, I would have had Origin. Now I just need to play patient in P1. Nothing fancy here. Alright, now this thing. How am I supposed to turn off? I can't see it in my buff bar. Alright, it went away. Maybe I should stop attacking and just walk a lot more. Like, Xenon's walk speed's actually pretty decent. Don't need to do anything fancy. Just stop attacking for a bit and just walk around. Maybe that's what I should be doing in P3 a little bit more, as opposed to jumping around. I'll just skip the flash jump for cleansing and keep the movement simple. I don't think I'm getting out of here very quickly anyway. I might as well burst, I think. I accidentally let go of my beam dance. Ah, all good. And now we just play the waiting game. Ideally, I would have been on the other side, but I didn't want to hold my laser too long. I didn't press my last resort, actually. Still more health than last time? Yeah. I just need to make sure I do my burst correctly in P3. So, I just need to charge. When my charge is almost up, I just need to Origin. And then press all my buffs and make sure I'm not inside a web. I did have Upats on. That's okay. I actually get a second Origin this fight, but maybe I can clear without it. I'm kind of running out of space here, but that's okay. Considering it's like my second run, I'm not too upset with it. Oh, that's all good. Nice. Much better than the first one. Now, I did so much more DPS. And it made a big difference just walking back and forth. Like, just being able to dodge his attacks without jumping around made it a lot easier. So that was nice. It's good to learn. That was good learning. Like, genuinely. That was actually one of the things I thought was the most difficult about playing my character, was the whole jumping aspect. Then I realized, like, maybe I don't need to jump. Just walk back and forth a bit. That was pretty clean. Pretty happy with that. Got our first hard wheel clear. Didn't get anything, but I will take it. It's extra money for me.